Mic check, mic check. It is your boy KL, aka Cousin, aka Trapper Valley. I'm doing the live stream on Friday night. I've been working the last 2 weeks to get this thing set up correctly, and hopefully it's alright. Had to do some driver installs and updates. Had to get some new hardware, cables, and things of that nature. So we're gonna test this thing out and see how it's going. Hopefully I can get a mic check. Let me jump on Twitch and on YouTube to see if I could be heard correctly with no issues. And we gonna see what it do. And hopefully this can become a regular thing. So I've been gone for a long time. A lot of people on my channel that subscribe on the YouTube side primarily know me for documenting my health and wellness journey about 14, 15 years ago when I first started going plant-based and doing a lot of alkaline foods, bioelectric foods, doing a lot of different fasting, trying a lot of herbs. And that goes with being said that I went beyond trying herbs. I made it a lifestyle. That was when I was following and just taking in a lot of Dr. Sabi information, Dehudi Ma'at Ra information, Tim Morrow, and the list goes on and on and on. So big shout out to all the subscribers that's been with me since the beginning. I've been on YouTube a long time. Never really went live. I don't think it's a lot of lives in my archives. Like I say, primarily a lot of my subscribers and followers been rocking with me when they was in search of a health and wellness journey. When I was doing the herbs, doing the cleanses, and doing the detoxes, eliminate meat from my diet, living a primarily plant-based lifestyle. So fast forward 2026, I'm still 95% plant-based. I do eat fish from time to time. I do not eat anything that has legs or walks, to keep it simple. But anyway, let me test this stream out. Let me find it and see if the audio is even coming through before I do too much talking. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yep. So I'm good on that end. So, like I say, it's Friday night. I'm gonna just do some reactions. I'm gonna get the hang of this content thing. Shout out to my cousin Johnny, who been helping me through this rocky road, getting caught up to speed with this technology and hardware and all of that. Like I say, big shout out to my followers, and I'm gonna just get into some content, man. Just see what comes out of this thing, and we can just kind of go from there. Cause I can just do me on my channel, obviously, right? But nonetheless, I would like some feedback from subscribers and followers to let me know what it is that what makes them continue to watch. So with that being said, we on the race to 25K. And the race to 25K is a race to 25,000 subscribers. I'm at around 2,000 now, so I got 23,000 more to go. And by making this a regularly scheduled program, well, we're going to run the numbers up. We're going to run the numbers up, run the bag up, so we can run the land up, run the food up, and run the abundance up. Ain't no faking or half-stepping with that. So, since I've been gone on a regular basis, I have acquired my real estate license. I have acquired my life insurance license, investment licenses, 663, 26, 65. Financial advisor license in 9 states, I believe it is now. So we can talk about a lot on this channel. Although, don't take none of my advice as financial advice. Anything we discuss gonna be fundamentally sound, money principles, how money moves, money mechanics, things of that nature. You don't have to take it as advice. Anybody that's looking for any advice that follow me or watch me, feel free to hit me, and we can set up a time and a place to have that conversation. At this particular point in time, I do not charge for any advice. At this particular time, I don't know how many of my followers actually know me personally, because a lot of my clients can vouch for my credibility and my respectability in the community and in real life. So nonetheless, like I say, we just gonna get into some content, man, and just have fun tonight and just figure this thing out. I want to see how these streams go, these reactions go, how this content game go, because I've been slacking. I've been in real life. I've been out of the metaverse, but now I'm back in it. It took me a while to get things set up, but I got it going, halfway going. So now we finna get this content ball rolling. So I got TikTok pulled up right now, and I'll probably pull up some YouTube and whatever else media I subscribe to. This is Iceland Inspired. She was a business partner of mine. She branched out. She's doing her own thing now. She's doing content, obviously. This is her TikTok page. But Iceland is also a certified tax professional. So anybody that need any tax advice or tax information, they can reach out to Iceland. Be sure y'all let her know that I sent y'all. I might get a kickback. I don't know. I don't think I received a kickback the last few clients I sent to Iceland. But Ice, what up? She got a newborn here in this video. I guess I could click on this since she's the first one that popped up. I follow her page on TikTok, so let's see what Iceland talking about.
I said stop stressing, chill out. It's working out, no doubt. It's working out, no doubt. It's working out.
That's
no
a
doubt.
new little bundle of joy. Looks like
it's
she's
working
just
out, no doubt. Stop stressing, chill out.
Look like
It's working
she
out,
just,
no doubt. I said stop stressing,
fun
chill
with the
out.
baby.
It's working out, no doubt. It's working out, no
That
doubt.
ain't too
It's
loud.
working out, no doubt. Stop stressing. Chill
Let me
out.
see how the
It's
audio
working
sounds
out,
on
no
this.
doubt. Stop stressing. Chill out. It's working out, no doubt. I said stop stressing. Chill out. It's working out, no doubt. It's working out, no doubt. It's working out, no doubt. Stop stressing. Chill out. It's working out, no doubt. Stop stressing. Chill out. It's working out, no doubt. I said stop stressing. Chill out.
But
It's
shout out to
working
Iceland
no
and her
doubt.
new
It's working out,
bundle
no
of joy.
doubt.
She was
It's
recently
working
married,
out,
I
no
think
doubt.
last year, something
Stop
like that. So
stressing.
shout
Chill
out to
out.
Iceland
It's working out, no
and the
doubt.
whole
Stop
family.
stressing. Chill
I ain't
out.
talked to you in a
It's
while, so
working out, no
I do
doubt. I
gotta
said
catch
stop
up with you.
stressing.
So
Chill out.
I
It's
will
working
be in
out, no
touch
doubt.
shortly.
It's
Miss
working out, no
Iceland
doubt. It's working out, no
Inspires.
doubt.
Check her out. Follow her
Stop
on
stressing.
TikTok, y'all.
Chill out. It's working.
They're not letting me out of here. They're not letting me out of here. I need to be free to go.
We can let you out of here. I didn't know who you were.
No, you're not. This is not a stop and ID state. Michigan is not. Because I'm not answering all these questions. I didn't do anything wrong. He won't let me out. He thinks you guys are going to make me let you look in here. That's what they think by calling y'all. So they try to get a response, and they got it. They got it. Lucas, right? Lucas, you said you're going to get a response, right?
After completing his delivery, this driver was blocked from leaving a gated facility, despite never stepping out of his vehicle. Employees labeled him suspicious and demanded to search his car, a request he lawfully refused. When intimidation failed, they escalated the situation by calling the police. Even then, officers attempted to pressure him into compliance. That's when this driver turned the tables and taught them a lesson they won't forget.
Yeah, this guy right here, he won't let me leave. I have no clue why. Zoom in on his name here. Cameron. No, I don't. I do not have no contractual agreement. You need to lift the gate, or else I'm going to lift it myself.
Cannot lift the gate.
Well, you're not going to hold me in here. I tell you that much. You're not going to. You need to open the gate.
Big dog ain't going for it.
I'm telling you right now. You need to move the fucking gate. I don't give a shit about that. They'll charge my ass. You're kidnapping me. You're not searching my car. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I don't consent to that. You're going to let me out. out of here. He can call the cops. He can hold everybody up. I'm recording everything. I have a right to cuss at you. You won't fucking let me out. That's fine. I'm not coming back here. Trust me, I won't. You can take down the license plate. You can write it down, take a picture, and let me the hell out of here.
Why don't you just open the door?
Well, no, I'm not, because I don't consent to any searches or seizures. I don't give a fuck. I don't work for y'all. Let me out.
Man, I wonder what old boy did, cause they kind of standing on business. Although he's standing on his. Like, I wonder what he did. This ain't part one, so I'm sure there's plenty more parts to this. And just based on how my algorithm set up on TikTok, I don't know who this is. I don't think. So I don't know if it's gonna go to part 2 next. But let's just keep going. At this point, I don't know who this is. Who is this?
Here's what would happen inside of...
They're not letting me out of here. They're not letting me out of here. I need to be free.
Original sound. DCT.18cm. I don't know who that is, y'all.
They're not letting me out of here. They're not letting me out of here. I need to be free to go.
We can let you out of here. I didn't know who you were.
No, you're not. This is not a stop and ID state. Michigan is not. Because I'm not answering all these questions. I didn't do anything wrong. He won't let me out. He thinks you guys are going to make me let you look in here. That's what they think by calling y'all. So they try to get a response, and they got it. They got it. Lucas. Right, Lucas? You said you're going to get a response, right?
After completing his delivery, this driver was blocked from leaving a gated facility, despite never stepping out of his vehicle. Employees labeled him suspicious and demanded to search his car, a request he lawfully refused. When intimidation failed, they escalated the situation by calling the police.
Hey, so I'm gonna say this, cause I'm over 40 now, so I've had my fair share of run-ins with the law and going to court and representing myself and writing letters and understanding, you know, law and contracts and things of that nature. But at this point in the game, based on what I know, I also know that I'm going to just do this. I'm going to call my attorney. If I'm stopped, detained, whatever, first thing I'm going to do is make that phone call. So with that being said, if anybody out there that follow me or come across this video that need, you know, prepaid legal services, hit me up and I got you. It's very affordable. Less than $50 a month. And that's for you and the immediate family. With some change left over to buy a hamburger and something to drink. So I'm just going to put that out there that I'm glad this video did come across my timeline or come across this content while I'm on the stream, because yes, I do offer prepaid legal services, not me personally, but we deal with a law firm that has, you know, branches or offices in all 50 states. So if you one of those people or one of those individuals that got family or friends that's always, you know, needing some legal services or needing some legal representation or need contracts reviewed or need agreements written up, hey, get at me and let's get them some service that they need. But with that being said, we're going to keep it moving. But it looks like, based on this particular video, that a guy was making a delivery. He was a delivery driver making a stop, never got out of his vehicle, and on the way out, it looked like he started being harassed and accused of being suspicious. And that's when he wasn't going for it. And eventually, it looks like this company, you could go back and watch the video. They names on their badges, the company name on their badges. But I would hate to be this particular company that got employees working for me that act like that with delivery drivers, especially these third-party security, because a lot of times they work under contract. So they messing up the money. That's what they doing. They messing up the money. But we're going to keep it moving. Let me know what y'all think about that, though. Or if y'all know this guy or familiar with this situation, just go ahead and drop a comment or something.
Here's what would happen inside a 53-year-old man's body if he took Viagra, Cialis, apomorphine, and vardenafil all at the same time. First, the apomorphine hits his brain. Within minutes, his brain starts firing the same signals it does when he's genuinely turned on. Desire, lit up at the command center,
Man, I don't know
like
if
he's
this an ad
19
or
again,
what.
before she even has to ask. Then vardenafil kicks in. It makes sure blood flow opens up fast. We're talking 10 to 15 minutes, and he's stiff as a flagpole. Then the Viagra stacks on top of it for maximum hardness. It's the insurance policy to make sure he gets hard no matter what.
All
And then the
right, man, we gonna
Cialis
keep it
settles
moving
in
on
for the
this.
long haul, keeps everything.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
What the heck?
Someone, shots fired.
What?
Come here. You're jaywalking now. Get over here.
In California, police responded to a call about an individual throwing rocks onto the roadway.
Come here. We're not playing this game, dude.
Why did I play this game either?
You're jaywalking. You're throwing rocks.
Who are you?
Officer Hall, the Danville
Yeah,
Police.
from where?
Come
Authority
over
of what?
here.
Authority of
Come
what?
on
No,
over
don't
here.
fucking touch me.
Dude, come
Touch
on.
me and see what's up.
During the interaction, Terrell Wilson suddenly pulled out a knife and refused to comply with commands.
Touch me and see what's up.
Drop the knife.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Big dog might be having a bad day. So he definitely probably would have played this situation a lot different in hindsight. Now I haven't seen this. I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I think I got a good hunch on how this gonna play out.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Someone.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Shots fired.
What's truly bizarre is that Wilson told the officer to shoot him,
Drop the knife.
and the officer did exactly that. I don't get it. Is that even legal? At the time of the incident, a witness recorded a video.
What the is right? Like, yee. That's, yeah.
This dude just got shot and killed, bro.
The bystander who caught it all on camera was later interviewed.
I think if it was me out there, I don't think he would have shot me. But since Tyrell, looked like a homeless black guy, why not pull the trigger?
In reality, local residents were very familiar with Tyrell Wilson. They described him as friendly, peaceful, and polite a loner who simply preferred his own company and loved sleeping on a bus stop bench near the scene. However, others had been pushing police on next door to remove him immediately, claiming his presence didn't fit the vibe of the neighborhood. Next up is the victim's classic routine, lawyers demanding a settlement, and the family taking to the streets. He was
Yeah, that's interesting that, you're a well-known, well-liked individual in the community that's not homeless. But if I heard that correctly, I think one of the witnesses said that he enjoys sleeping on the bus stop benches. Maybe I'm tripping. But let's go on.
the good man narrative.
I want everyone to know that he was a good man.
Tyrell was a caring young man.
Tyrell Wilson was once a highly gifted football player, but his life took a turn after a car accident led to a diagnosis of schizophrenia. To make matters worse, the girlfriend he deeply loved had also passed away. Tyrell ultimately ended up on the streets due to his refusal to take medication. So will this classic playbook actually work?
We would like to enter a plea of not guilty, deny the special allegation.
Of course not. We're talking about a mentally ill suspect trying to stab an officer. The shooting was completely justified, and there's zero chance of a settlement.
I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
The story was supposed to end with the family receiving nothing, but a newly discovered secret from the past changed everything.
Wow. Well, I guess you can't never say where these types of streams gonna go, because this is all this is all just impromptu. This wasn't planned or rehearsed, but I don't really have a lot of feedback on that other than that's crazy. And I don't think I follow this channel either. What channel is this? I definitely don't follow this channel. Police.cops.cody.777. I definitely don't follow this channel. But like I'm saying, like these type of things, these type of situations are popular, and it's unfortunate, all the way around. Although these police officers that be in these situations, of course, I can't speak for them, and I don't know what training looks like for these officers, but we can say training definitely needs to be a top priority across the board, across the nation, for any police officer that's on the streets dealing with people. You must, I repeat, you must be trained on how to handle various situations across the board. Although this individual did have a knife, hey, I know one thing. If that was my kid, in that situation, as a police officer, I would definitely want her to protect herself. If that was my kid that was the one that brandished the knife, I would definitely pray you run across an officer that's skilled and trained enough to handle a situation like that without making it life-threatening. Now, me personally, having a lot of experience with dealing with various situations in the streets, I do know if I have a gun and the assailant or the aggressor has a knife, I believe I could control the situation without it being fatal. But that's me speaking from the outside looking in on this situation. So I don't have a whole lot to say about this other than officers across the board, across the country, must be thoroughly trained. So salute to all officers that are, salute to those officers that, protect the community and look out for the community and are able to, day in, day out, night in, night out, go home to their families without a situation like this happening. I salute you 100%. But there's a lot of officers out there that's looking like, yo, I ain't finna play with this. I gotta be able to do this and answer questions later. But for now, let me get out this pickle. And unfortunately, it ended up being a cleanup on aisle 6. And my prayers go out to this guy and his family. And it's an unfortunate situation. I don't know too much about it. I could check some of these comments and see what's going on. Why do we always have to pull the racist card, right? That's the first thing that's gonna pop up. Unfortunately, because in way too many situations and circumstances, it's a chance that it was racially motivated. The cop did nothing wrong. He literally pulled a knife. Yeah, that was crazy. He had a knife, bro. What? Wait, there are no tasers in USA? Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's tasers in the USA, but hey, man, they don't get as much action as them pistols. I can tell you that. If you were threatened by a knife, would you tase a person if they're like 5 feet away? No. You shoot them, dude. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. So the comments, I'm sure, it'll go both ways on this. But yeah, that's a wild one. That's a wild one. Let's keep it moving though. O.J. Williams. Jason Williams was a bad boy. All you hoopers or inspiring hoopers, male and female, look up Jason Williams if y'all never heard of this cat. He was a beast on the Kings, number 5'5", double nipple. The in-game play was crazy. See it? I don't know what's up with this video or this clip. Choppy like this, but we're gonna keep it moving.
A road rage woman was slammed to the
ground. Good grief, man. Wait a minute, homie. What was this all about?
A road rage woman was slammed to the ground by a man after blocking traffic. It started when 27-year-old Megan Carter stopped her car right in the middle of the road and blocked everyone behind her.
Holy
a blue
cow.
car got stuck behind her, and the passenger, 25-year-old Andrew Clark, honked to signal her to move. That set Megan off. Megan got out of her car and started yelling and cursing at Andrew. At first, Andrew tried to talk to her and calm things down, but Megan was already out of control. During the argument, Megan suddenly attacked Andrew. Andrew snapped, fought back, and took her down with a throw, slamming her onto the ground. Then he got back in the car and left the scene. 2 days later, Megan filed an assault charge against Andrew Clark. In court, she said that as a man, Andrew had no right to hit a woman and called him a total loser. She admitted she swung first, but argued that a man putting his hands on a woman is cowardly. Megan demanded an apology and $150,000 in emotional distress damages. The case is...
Holy cow, $150,000 slam. After you put hands on the man first. See, that's... I ain't got no comment, man. I ain't got no comment.
Still pending. Do you think Andrew was in the wrong, or was he justified?
I ain't got no comment. I'ma shut up. I ain't got no comment. I'll let y'all talk about it. I ain't got no comment on that one. We can see what the comments say, though. I ain't got a comment, but let's see what the comments say. I don't think Andrew was in the wrong. Interesting. Nate King, no, he was not. Isn't there a presidential medal or something for Andrew? Dang. Okay. All right, well, we see what the comments believe. We just gonna see it. We just gonna slide past that one, man. The internet is undefeated, bro.
Man. Don't you put that down there. I'm not playing with you.
Whoa. Look, mama, what's going on? Buying bubble gum using 10,000 pennies. And just for the record, y'all, that's one way to spell pennies, but that ain't the correct way to spell pennies in this particular situation. It should be PENNY apostrophe S. Okay? And that's not a comma up there either, for those of y'all who don't know. All right? So it should not be spelled like that. And another thing, I appreciate them spelling out or writing out the 10,000, 10, comma, 000, because I'm sick of seeing 10,000 with a 10 and a K, or a 10 and a $sign and 1,000. Like, yo, we don't get down like that in America. Well, we actually do get down like that in America, but that ain't how it used to be. We used to be highly intelligent when it come to money, but we done lost our way a little bit. So we got to get back to it. But that's not how you spell pennies. Not when we talking about money. It's Penny apostrophe S. All right. All right. Pennies. And if you want to spell it like that, Pennie apostrophe S, leave the apostrophe out because penny is Penny. So it's Penny. That's penny, not Pennie. Even if you're going to put the apostrophe S in there, don't put the apostrophe S in there. Just leave the apostrophe out because we talking about plural pennies. All right? Penny. And if I got it wrong, tell me. Tell me. It should be Pennies, or we going to put an apostrophe in there, meaning like that belong to Penny. Like if the name was Penny, it would be Penny apostrophe S. But you don't need the apostrophe talking about multiple pennies because that's not how you spell penny. Penny is Penny. But whatever. It might have been just a autocorrect thing. Drop a comment if I had that wrong. Let's see what she mad about though. Let's see what she mad about.
There you go, man.
Don't you put that down there. I'm not playing with you.
Oh, you said you're gonna count it?
Get away from me.
Sir, can you go ahead and go?
Get away from me. Dead ass serious.
You're not paying cash? Not paying cash? Okay. There you go, man.
Zach, you need to register 8, please. Zach, you need to register 8, please.
Something wrong with him. Are you okay?
I'm gonna get Zach.
Huh?
So, we're not able to take the pennies. They need to be rolled.
Yes, stop putting them
All right, no, here you go, man.
No.
Jayla, please do your job and count the pennies.
No. I'm not doing that. Sir.
Jayla, do your job. Ma'am, count the pennies.
Security, you need to register.
Here you go, ma'am.
She called security on my boy for spending that bread.
Yes, ma'am, here you go.
Holy cow, y'all.
It's money.
Right.
I got this much, ma'am.
Whoa. Wait. Take it to that little green machine over there and do it so you can. No, don't take them more out.
I want you to count it, ma'am.
I'm not counting it. I got a line of people. I don't have time to count all of that.
Here you go, ma'am.
Don't you put that down there. I'm not playing with you.
Oh, you said you're gonna count it?
Man, let's see what the comments got to say. Y'all tripping. I would have turned my light off and counted them pennies. Would have taken my whole shift. I don't care. You know what, Sarabia? I like you, Sarabia, because you get paid by the hour if you count them pennies. Guess what? Counting them pennies add up to dollars. I like your style, shawty. Retailers can legally refuse to accept a large number of coins. Why people think this is funny? Because it's money, honey. Like, I remember in the pandemic, some retailers and some businesses was encouraging customers to bring coins because it was a shortage on coins. It was a shortage on pennies and things of that nature. And then, like, I think some months later off into the pandemic, it ended up becoming like, a big, news story that the government at some point was going to stop printing pennies. I don't know if it ever happened or what have you. I do know that I've seen it in quite a few businesses across the country during this particular time. And I think it was around 2021 where it was a big shortage on coins and things of that nature. And businesses was encouraging people to spend money in coins. But these chicks ain't having it. These chicks is not having it. Let's see what some more comments say. I said no. But it's their job. They're getting paid to count money. That's another one of those situations right there. Jayla, do your job. You don't meet too many Jaylas either. I said no, sir. I said no. Yeah, that was funny though. W9, I don't know these people, but you know, I guess TikTok just throwing random stuff out there.
Here's why
me.
home equity loans are more
We ain't
attractive.
finna watch that. Let's see. I want to see what the headlines say. Police shocked after student does the unthinkable. Part 1. Let's see what happens, y'all.
I got that on camera.
Good. Hi. Hi. I need your guys' IDs, please. You're going to be issued referrals. Okay. Don't shut the door. Do not shut the door. Get your ID now. Okay. And all your roommates, have them come down here, please.
I don't know the girls who live upstairs.
Get the girl. What do you mean?
That's a different house.
That's not you?
No.
I'm so sorry for bothering you then.
No, it's okay. That's just not us.
How do you get to their house?
It's that door right there.
I am very sorry.
That's okay. I was just like really confused because I've been asleep.
Well, their windows are right above yours, so we assumed it was 22.
No, 22. That's 20. It's 20. I'm
okay,
20.
So they're upstairs.
Yes.
You're downstairs.
Yes.
Good to know. I apologize.
Yeah. I know some girls are out in the back, but it's not me.
Well, thank you. Not.
Have a good night.
You too. Sorry about that. No, it's okay. I'm done with it.
Do you want me to text them?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll call them.
All right. Thank you.
I can't.
I'm done with tonight. I'm done.
She was like, what the hell?
She's like, okay.
She was just getting ready to take her referral from.
I know, poor girl.
There they come.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Need your IDs.
IDs?
Student
can
IDs.
I ask for why?
You're being referred. Student IDs right now.
Can I just ask?
Give me your student ID.
I think I have the right to ask for it.
Okay, so now you're going to get another referral for non-compliance.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's non-compliant. I'm just asking why.
You guys want to sit up there and yell stupid shit and raise all kinds of issues with us while we're trying to do work and interfere with our scene? Yes, you absolutely are. It's all on my camera. Give me your ID immediately. ID immediately. Get your roommates. I need their IDs as well.
Can I come back to you
Nope.
in a minute?
Nope. Don't shut your door. ID.
Okay.
You think this is a game?
Sir, I did not.
Get your ID now.
Okay. Okay, I'm
No,
gonna
you're not shutting your door. Get your ID
I have
now.
the right.
Get your ID now.
I don't feel comfortable with you opening my door.
I'm not opening your door. I'm holding it open. Get your ID.
Okay.
Well, I don't know where that one was going, but I think I'm good on that one. Y'all.
Mr. Milby.
Yes.
How much money did Miss Jones put down on the car?
$9,000.
Good. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to sell the car.
Wait, we did this. We can't. He went to Honda, and they'll only give him $800 for it.
They'll give.
This one might be a copyright strike. I ain't gonna play too much of this one like that, cause that's Judge Judy. She don't play, y'all. I ain't finna have no folks coming from my channel over no Judge Judy and her court TV shows. So I'ma just slide on right past this one like this ain't never happened. You heard?
Here's how I go from an initial idea to a.
Sorry?
Wow,
That's not the way this goes.
I gotta think like, why all these police joints popping up on my channel? Like, I don't get it. But I do see. I just kind of want to test something to see. Like, I want to see if. Like my homies that's live on TikTok right now. I want to see if I jump on they lives, how this will work
I'm
on the
keep it real.
stream.
These niggas scold me. I'm living life like they told me.
Hey, I started on that today, bro. And I started on that beat because I started on 4 beats today. And this is the other beat I started on.
The beat was fire.
Let's see what happens.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, good.
I could see a bunch of flows on that.
Okay. Let's get this going. Let's see. Oh, I finished this boy.
That was the 2 Chainz and Wayne beat right there.
Mm-hmm. I finished
this. This one of my homies out in Cali. One of his producer homies. They used to actually he live in Chicago now. I think he live in the Shot now. I think he from the Shot and live back in the Shot now. So shout out to Crack the Ghost.
Now y'all get to see my work. Oh, my CPU crashing, bro.
Blood stained, but stains stuck to the black crowds. From the hate they dream you down, to wake up, hope you still down. On the ground, if it grows colder, go ahead and play around. There's no tomorrow, no sounds gonna mount up to the thoughts that fire up and stick to a rough and hit deep to where it's crazy to think, about how it's nothing but dangerous for them to see inside the crown. Overcoming the false wounds from saying the ugly sides to killing the beast. It's funny how they lose and keep being the same old thing to never know no peace, never choose what it took for me to overachieve. They believe playing the soul of the beat with the drum like a dead heartbeat. Hoping they can keep injecting this and reassessing the next best thing to less energy, at least contest to the stress to feel relief. This wasn't easy to start, but it looks easier now. For you to start a new time to reflect on the harm you feel.
Dope little beat though. I ain't gonna lie. Dope little beat.
Easier now for you to be starting to try to reflect on the harm you feel free. But it's calm before the storm, but the real karma will justify why you forget an eye from an eye. But still won't believe in the bad guy. Of course, this curse is something you use to set apart from remorse they force for you to feel. How there's no more important. God damn, I keep fucking it up.
I appreciate that follow. Hey, y'all fucking with that?
Tell the white horse. Niggas know, of course.
Yeah.
Ass like they really more. You could do it. Maybe if we doing it just like it. Nigga out and
definitely do that.
Yeah, so that's my homie Crack the Ghost doing his thing.
It ain't like candy. It ain't like candy.
Let's see what else going on her. Let's see what's going on her. That's too wild. The internet is undefeated, y'all. Let's see what else is live on TikTok, and then we'll probably jump over her on YouTube and see what we can come up with. Discover Live. Some she blowing about.
The flow and just the hype of when you first meet someone and you guys are communicating.
How y'all
You like her content, become a fan, and send your daily heart me. If you really, really love her content.
That's an extreme example.
No, it's not. These are very similar.
Not only preach it, but practice.
I'm convinced you bored.
You know, TikTok be having
You don't have
some,
to stay with it because you're holding the cards. As if you wasn't holding the card and she's with you, you can say, oh my God, this woman must really love me.
Let's go ahead and jump away from
I am
TikTok
not holding all the cards, but she's still here and she's not going nowhere.
On YouTube, see what YouTube got going down on a Friday night. If y'all tapped in or tuned in, what up? Be sure to hit a like and subscribe. And before I go into any of this YouTube content, I'm gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back. So y'all hold steady and stay tuned, and we'll be right back. All right. We back. All right, so we done jumped over to YouTube. Spent a little bit of time on TikTok. Hopefully, whoever done tapped in, joined or whatever. Y'all liking what we doing or what I'm doing so far. Like I say, I'm just getting back in the swing of things and I'm starting to go back live. So once again, shout out to all my subscribers and followers on all my platforms. I need to pull up a media graphic, so I put it up there or down there. That way y'all know where to find me on other platforms. I might put it in the description of the video later on YouTube. That's primarily where the content will live at. I want to get to 25 followers on Twitch or full-time, you know, I guess they follow subscribers or whatever the case may be. And then we had a race to 25K on YouTube. So that's my campaign. I'm starting my campaign off with a race of 25K. I'm sitting at right around 2,000 subscribers now. Let's go all the way up. So on Friday nights, I believe my Friday night's going to be just dedicated to my reactions, or not my reactions, just dedicated to reactions and streams of what's trending, what's out there in the media and stuff like that. So I don't have no format laid out yet or nothing like that. Not sure if I intend to or not. Perhaps I might need somebody to jump in and help me with that. So if that's your forte or your specialty or area of expertise or niche, then let me know by dropping a comment or reaching out to me on any of the other platforms like Facebook, Twitter, or X. I don't think it's called Twitter no more. Facebook, X, IG, stuff like that. So let's roll into some of this YouTube content, see what we got going on. Now I believe YouTube just finds stuff either based on what you subscribe to or whatever you in the algorithm of, just like TikTok. And it's weird that on TikTok we saw all those police type videos. I ain't gonna say it was a lot of them, but it was a lot of them. I'm not on TikTok often enough. I was gonna say TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok often enough. I just said TikTok, and now I'm saying it about TikTok after I just said I was gonna say TikTok about TikTok. But anyway, so let's see what's going on in this algorithm. 607 Unc and King Yella Fallout. Shout out to 607 Unc, because he from the STL, from the Lou, what it do. One of the most dangerous places on the planet. So let's see what they talking about, and then we can kind of get into some of this other content. We ain't got nothing to do, so let's see what's going on. Oh my goodness, man, I got it.
Do you know why Unc and King Yella fell out?
When did that happen?
I heard they're not cool anymore. Maybe like the last couple of weeks.
That's cap.
I don't think they're doing content together at this time.
That's cap, because see, where you be coming up with this shit?
Somebody very, very close to
cap.
One participant.
King Yella was on the phone with Unc.
Shout out to No Jumper. Since we got him on the channel, shout out to them. Let's see what they talking about. They say Unc and King Yella got into it. Two Midwest boys getting into it, huh? Let's see what's going on.
Every day we were shooting a reality show, bro.
Maybe it's maybe it's newer than that.
That's cap.
Yo, I'm with Wack. We're doing the podcast. Is it true that you and Unc fell out?
It's cap.
You guys are still on good terms?
Told you.
We cool, but I'm separated myself.
Wait, you're not going to be on his channel anymore?
No, man.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, I just feel better doing my own thing, man. I don't feel like people, it's really about themselves, man. It's really about making themselves grow and keeping you at a standstill.
Yeah, but how could you say that when Unc was allowed to tap into your fan base and you was allowed to tap into his fan base. I think it was a neutral thing.
No, it ain't. You don't even know what was going on, man. It wasn't a mutual thing.
Was he supposed to be giving you money from his channel and then didn't come through?
Oh, I got paid off his channel, but it was like, listen, if I got my channel and I got his channel, and then it was like I started to forget about my own channel and was paying attention more to his channel. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So it stopped me mentally of what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be building your channel. It's cool, but I got my own shit that I got going. I was doing better by myself. I don't have to, The money
Well, he didn't tell you couldn't do your channel, did he?
No, but this is what I'm saying. I'm getting distracted because we doing his channel and I'm not paying attention to my own channel. You did what I'm saying?
That's just like Brick coming to do No Jumper and not going home and do his channel.
I think they saying the same thing at this point. Like, I totally get what King Yella saying. Like, yo, if I'm on your platform all the time, always on the road with you, always building your content up and your channel and your brand up, then I don't even have no wind left or enough wind left to do my own thing. And I've been guilty of that too. I be so focused on helping others, absorb some of the knowledge in the game and the resources and connections that I have, that I end up putting myself in a lesser position by allowing others to, benefit or gain from the knowledge and the resources that I have, and not even putting out my own stuff. Like, I got so much knowledge, wisdom, information, experiences, game that at times I would lose focus, or not necessarily lose focus, but not put all of this game that I got into a format that I could benefit residually from, like YouTube. I've had my channel over 15 years, right? I should have over 15,000 videos. I should have over, 1 million subscribers by now. I should have a lot of content. I should have all my digital products, my merch, my website, my media. I should be touring and on the road and things of that nature too. But I'd be focused on other avenues or other businesses and forget that this was a solid foundation and a platform that I was building too, that was also generating income at the time. Because a lot of my content that I put out years ago, I was earning revenue shares from that content. And then, life went off course, or online life went off course, and got more into the real world and start nurturing relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, and things of that nature, which allowed me to put my online presence on the back burner and do simpler forms of content, whether that's making posts on Facebook or Instagram. And I was on Instagram before it was an Instagram Live. When I got on Instagram, it was only posts. It was only photos. I don't think it was even videos on Instagram when I first got on it. Now, of course, you got video, you got live, so on and so forth. It's done grew leaps and bounds from when I initially got on. And so to a degree, I left some of my, followers hanging on Instagram too. And all I could do is apologize and get back in the mix and get back to it. Now, some gonna say apology not necessary. Yo, get back out here and do you. Those gonna be the supporters, regardless. And some gonna, support from a distance. Some gonna, patronize and support and subscribe and all of that, right? So it's on me. So I feel what King Yella's saying Shout out to King Yella. Shout out to 607 Unc. And Unc, you know, come from where I come from, so I understand, you know, his mission and his purpose, and he's staying focused, nose to the ground, cranking out content, going all the way up. And that's how you really gotta be, because you just don't know how long one wave is gonna last. So you always gotta have irons in the fire, you know, one in the chamber, because you always gotta be ready to pivot, and you always gotta be ready so you don't have to get ready when the opportunity presents itself. So let's go on to see what Wack talking about.
That's on you, bro. You should have. That's your discipline.
So at the end of the day, I'ma separate myself from another nigga shit and do my own shit. That's all I'm saying.
No love lost though.
That's not a problem.
You guys are still on good terms though. You regardless.
Man, it's all good. Ain't no if we wasn't on good terms, you would have saw me already going crazy on the internet about the nigga.
Yeah, because they was talking every day we was filming, so I didn't think it was a problem.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was other shit too. But that was the boy of the problem right there. He with the show that y'all had going on, he did some weird shit that I ain't respect. So I feel back. That was just the icing on the cake.
What did he do that you didn't respect?
I ain't gonna listen, man. He just did some weird shit that I ain't respect. You know, I'm a man of my word. Whatever I say, I'm standing on it. He ain't standing on his word. It's simple as that.
Unc, 20 of your girls?
Yeah, Unc don't even have sex.
That's what Bob did. Bob got let go because Unc, he was fucking the girls around there.
Really? Because I had Bob on here yesterday.
Yeah, Unc, yeah, they told me. They said Bob was fucking one of them girls, and he didn't want nobody dealing with none of them girls sexually because of, to avoid problems. And come to find out, he did it once and did it twice. The second time, Unc didn't even ask him. He just let him go.
Wow,
man, ain't nobody gonna ask no nigga no permission to have sex.
Yeah, they going off on a whole nother. They done made a whole nother pivot. I don't think. Yeah, so y'all, go watch No Jumper if y'all want to check the rest of that out. I just want to tap in. This title 607 Uncle King Yella fell out. Adam calls Yella for details. So that's that. Let me bounce out of here and go back. Now I wonder if I go back, will I see what was on the screen? It's gonna always refresh my screen. So it's gonna put me down a algorithm rabbit hole of certain content or certain similar content. I guess once you click on something, it might go down that type of rabbit hole. But I don't think a lot of the people that's here for me or my particular channel may be on that particular wave. So it may go somewhere that I don't normally go. But like I say, this is, I ain't formatted yet. I'm just freestyling right now. So y'all just bear with me and see where this go. But I wanted to check out the content that was on that first page. But I ain't gonna be able to do that now. So it just may send us down a weird old rabbit hole. So I don't know. It might send us with similar content now. Let's see what else we got. War with Iran. Trump says he will sign an emergency order to pay TSA agents. Let's see what's going on with that.
Now to a live look at our nation's capital tonight. President Trump says he will sign an executive order to immediately pay TSA agents at the nation's airports. This as the partial shutdown is causing chaos for passengers. Tomorrow marks 6 weeks since the shutdown began. Lawmakers are at an impasse right now over an impasse of the Department of Homeland Security, specifically ICE. But TSA agents are caught in the middle right now. Tonight, they are bracing for a second paycheck to be missed if Congress does not reach a deal.
It's pretty much a disaster, especially financially. We're political pawn pieces or something. It feels like all of our lives are being messed with.
Senate Leader John Thune says if there is no budget deal by tomorrow, members of Congress would likely have to stay in Washington to keep negotiating. Nearly 500 TSA agents have quit since the partial shutdown began, and many more are calling out sick. Now, according to the Department of Homeland Security, more than 3,100 of them didn't show up to work yesterday. That's a rate of 11.1%. At Atlanta's airport, more than 40% of its agents didn't show up on Wednesday. Airports in Houston and New Orleans saw similar rates, leading to long lines. Now, according to DHS, some agents are calling out because they can't afford gas, childcare, or rent. We've been checking in with Tampa International Airport. Leaders say TPA security lines are not seeing any significant delays. Local organizations have been helping TSA officers there, including Metro Ministries, this week.
Man, TSA workers should be getting paid. They shouldn't be working for free. And one of the issues that I have with working a 9 to 5 is that you always dependent upon someone else to pay you. And sometimes you depending on somebody else to pay you what you worth. And oftentimes you're not getting paid what you worth. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that, you know, they got to call out. And it's weird that, you know, you got to call out to a job that ain't paying you no way. I think that's jacked up, for one. And for two, you ain't getting paid. So you might not even have a job to go back to when you do go back. So that's crazy. But as far as an executive order, did they say executive order? Let me see. Let me go back. I think he said executive order, right? Let's see. Oh, emergency order. Not executive order, but emergency order. So yeah, you got to sign an emergency order to, you know, run some money so these folks can get paid. But in the meantime, you like got the federal funds to pay ICE to be there in their absence. And I could be wrong about that, but I believe I heard somewhere or someone talking about how ICE is willing to step in or is going to step in the event that these TSA workers don't continue to show up to work, which is why it's all this commotion going on at the airports now. So I don't know a whole lot about the situation, but somebody feel free to let me know if they know or they got a loved one or relative, you know, working for TSA, because I like to know what's going on. But of course, you're only gonna get some of the details from the news, not all the details. So that was an interesting story nonetheless. Let's see what some of these comments say. Congress shouldn't be paid if there's a shutdown. I would donate my $2,000 that Trump sent me as soon as I get it. What about the rest of DHS that has not been paid in 6 weeks? Are you kidding me? Didn't Elon Musk offer to pay the TSA? What happened to that? Oh, he's just full of, it says Trump. Got it. Where are the Doge checks they promised us? Oh, that was BS too. MAGA. Dang. That's cray. So it's gonna always refresh y'all. So Real Morris Talk, the Raya Bay, streamed 2 hours ago. Let's see what that's talking about. AI schools are here. This could change how students learn forever. Real Morris Talk. Let's see what the real Morris talking about. Shout out to Real Morris Talk, if that's the name of the channel. Yep, the name of the channel.
All right,
Real
we
Morris
are
Talk.
live on Real Morris Talk. I do apologize. I'm trying to. Shamsuddin is not here. He went to pick up Taj. Taj missed his stop, and so he had to go pick him up. So it's always something. But you know what? Welcome to Real Morris Talk. We are here today. It's going to stay a good day. It is my born day today, so I'm excited, and we're live. And so I do have some guests today. And I'm so excited that they're here to share in my born day celebration with me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my guests on in the studio.
All right, let's see what.
And go ahead and bring them in because I know people have other things to do. So we're going to start with Dr. Jazz. I'm going to add her.
Let's see what they talking about, Dr. Jazz.
I'm going to add Madudi. I see Anna Ill. I don't know if Anna Ill. I'm just gonna. I don't know if you want me to add you yet or not. And
Let's see what
Shifalal
they
said he'll
talking
be on
about.
just a little bit. It's uplifting fallen humanity, and my biggest thing is our children, because those are our future. You know,
Facts.
it's not just when you say it. You look into the eyes of our children. That's our future. That's not just a cliche. It's real, and we can
Facts.
see how our future is expanding right now by our children and the type of things they're in. I was having a great conversation with my granddaughter earlier today, asking her a conversation that really interests me about something that I saw we're going to bring up later today. It's something that I saw where they're trying to make us like our eyes, we can't see with our eyeballs.
What?
You know, that we're supposed to accept what people say is what their part of truth is, or their truth, when we know there's no such thing. Truth stands alone. You know, truth is truth. It doesn't change by convenience. And so, but we're in a world now where that's what they want us to believe. And the interesting thing is, I wanted to see how AI would answer the questions. I was messing with this AI back and forth, and I was arguing. It's funny, arguing with AI, because only it shows how AI is programmed and who programs it from some of the responses that it was given.
Oh yeah.
So
for
I
sure.
just wanted to put
For
that
sure.
out there. But tonight,
Yeah, most definitely. So, it's funny that she brought that up because I was on the phone with one of my brothers the other day, and it might have been yesterday or the day before, and he was saying him and his wife had to put a pause on AI because she was tripping, and so they said they had to leave AI alone and put it on timeout for a couple days until it got some act right. Because I'm gonna agree with what she said, that AI information is programmed by something that allows it to come up with the answers or the information that it, gives out. So be very careful with that. And speaking of that, I was looking at something else, and I didn't have a chance to go into the information. I believe the channel that I saw this on was Diary of a CEO, and one of his newer uploads was a video saying that, or it was titled that, like, AI is gaslighting us, or the AI creators are gaslighting us, or something like that. So y'all be sure to go check out Diary of a CEO channel too, because that channel has a lot of interesting guests that have some really deep, informational, and intellectual conversations. And I'm hoping that that this channel is too. So I'm glad I found this. Shout out to Prime Minister Daraya Bay and the Real Morris Talk channel. And so y'all be sure to check them out too. So let's see what they talking about.
we're talking about is a moment of reflection, gratitude, and most important, is about a moment of responsibility. Because the last segment that I had, I talked about our responsibility as being nationally conscious. When you become nationally conscious, it's not just for you to become nationally conscious. And some people might do it just for themselves because they feel like they need to. But your responsibility is to tell others. And I always say, we're not telling them to force them to join the Moorish Science Temple. We're not telling them to say you have to practice Islam. That's not what we're telling them. We're telling them because they need to know the truth about their nationality and birthrights. Whether they accept it or reject it, they are informed about the information, and they can make an informed decision for what themselves.
Right.
But our responsibility is to make sure we tell the absolute truth to people when we meet them. I'm always teaching constantly, all the time. I was sharing with the students online. They celebrated me yesterday, so it was really exciting because it was our spring break. But I was telling, sharing with them when I went to go get my nails done, how when the girl was saying birthday, and I told her, no, I was born. I didn't give birth to myself. I have children that I've given birth to. And when their born days come around, I celebrate their birth because I gave birth to them from this vessel. And so she was so intrigued by what I was saying. And she said, so you born and I give birth, and she was just really trying to comprehend it. And that was really great. I was so excited that she was trying to comprehend that.
Interesting.
And then
perspective.
she started telling everyone else in the shop, come listen to her, listen to her. So they was coming around me listening to what I had to say. And I always tell the students, it's all right to drop jewels everywhere you go.
Absolutely.
You're not trying to be extra preachy or whatever. You're just dropping jewels. People
That's
listen
right.
or they don't listen. You get
That's
them
right.
something home to take with them. They take with that and they're going to share it with someone else. But now she
Thanks.
understands that her children don't have a birthday. She was so excited to learn. That's right. I gave birth to them, me. And she kept saying, me, I gave birth. And she was excited about it. And so I was really happy to be able to share that information with her. And so that's the things that I'm saying. It's important that we give this information. And I'm not trying to save everybody else or every other nation. I'm trying to just do what I can for mine. But I don't mind enlightening other nations, because you have to remember they were lied to also. A lot of people were lied to. A lot of people don't really know who we are until we tell them, and they start investigating, because they were lied to too. They were lied to so badly that they're trying to take the books out of the schools now.
Yes.
Because they were lied to. They don't want them to know how badly they treated us. And
Yep.
I don't know how many of you all are keeping up with the news, but on Roland Martin, they had the president of Ghana on television yesterday, and Roland Martin aired it. It was so wonderful to hear him. He was talking about the atrocities of slavery. And, of course, we know we were strangers in our own land, but they call it slavery. And he also was saying not only for Ghana, he was talking about for all Asiatic African nations he was speaking about, and including us. How many times do you hear people speak about us and include us? So it was really
Not that
wonderful to
often.
hear that. I
You know
was so
what?
excited to hear that from him.
I'm going to pause on
Yes.
this one, and I'm going to add this to my watch later playlist, because she is definitely dropping some jewels. And I'm going to make sure that I say this to my watch later. I'm saving that to my watch later, because she dropping some knowledge. And I don't know exactly where they going with this, but I'm going to be excited to listen to it and find out. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to her, because she giving up some real game, y'all. She giving up some real game. And actually, let me go. There it is. That's the actual video that I was talking about right there. That was dropped 19 hours ago. AI whistleblower. We are being gaslit by the AI companies. Let's tap on this real quick and see if we can just catch a little bit of
So much of what's happening today in the AI industry is extremely inhumane.
But this is me playing devil's advocate. And logically, it could be the case that the civilization that accelerate their research with AI is going to be the superior civilization.
No, it's not. This is a prediction that you're making, right?
Elon's making, Zuckerberg's making,
Yes.
Altman's making.
And do you know what the common feature of all of them is? They profit enormously off of this myth. I have all of these internal documents showing that they're purposely trying to.
Hey, don't let that go over y'all head. Don't let that go over y'all head. It's almost as if we're being coerced into believing that this AI future is inevitable, for one, and it's the optimal way, right? I'm gonna say something, and I don't want this to go over y'all head. This is one of my game dropping moments, and if you made it this far into the stream, or you replaying this stream and you made it this far, let me give you a nugget. The infinite creator of the universe, the Almighty, the Most High, God, whatever that spiritual or belief in the Creator is omnipresent. Omnipresent. always present in everything. And if you don't believe me, we could look it up. But if you have a belief or a faith in the infinite creator, a most high, a all-knowing, a God, an almighty, whatever that may be, then if that thing or that being or that spirit or that creator was at the beginning or involved in everything, then you can't, or it wouldn't be fair to create a future where that don't exist or that's left out. Because if men are molding the future, like this young lady is stating, and I want to catch her name, like Mark, Elon, Bill are creating, if that omnipresence, that all-knowing energy is not there, it's absent of it, and it's implemented artificially, right? Then that means it's without that almighty, without that infinite creator, without that all-knowing, without that omnipresence. So that's my nugget that I'm gonna drop on top of her perspective and the nuggets that she giving. And I want to catch this. I want to catch her name too, and I want to catch this stream too. So we might end up going back and talking about this, but I wanted to pause that so we can see this intro, and we won't get off into it. But this is something that you can go back and catch. Diary of a CEO, a whistleblower. We are being gaslit by the AI companies. So let's finish checking this out.
Create that feeling within the public so that they can extract and exploit and extract and exploit.
So what do we do about it?
We need to break up the empires of AI. You know, I've been covering the tech industry for over 8 years. Interviewed over 250 people, including former or current OpenAI employees and executives. And I can tell you that there are many parallels between the empires of AI and the empires of old, right? Like, lay claim to the intellectual property of artists, writers, and creators in the pursuit of training these models. Second, they exploit an extraordinary amount of labor, which...
Man. She been doing her research. I think she said she been studying them for 8 years. I think I got my listening ears halfway on, halfway off, but I think she said 8 years she been studying AI and these AI models and doing this AI research. So yeah, this is an individual. This is a show you will want to watch. This is a show this is a channel that I subscribe to and that I follow.
Breaks the career ladder because someone gets laid off and then they work to train the models on the very job that they were just laid off in, which will then perpetuate more layoffs if that model then develops that skill. And when they talk about that there's going to be some new jobs created that we can't even imagine, a lot of the jobs that are created are way worse than the jobs that were there. And then there's
Man, she going in. So listen, shout out to the channel Diary of a CEO. I just wanted to touch on that, and make sure y'all check that out. I haven't joined this channel obviously, but I'm definitely subscribed to it. So that's something that y'all might want to check out. And it's funny how this popped up on the recommended videos or whatever. I don't know. But you see from the Diary of a CEO, definitely is over there. It was on this side. I don't know. I think these recommended videos or something like that. This might be kind of like how your algorithm set up now. So you see, it got some of everything in there, even movies. But yeah, that was crazy. Let's listen to a little bit more before we go.
the environmental and public health crisis that these companies have created, and how they're able to also spend hundreds of millions to try and kill every possible piece of legislation that gets in their way and will censor researchers that are inconvenient to the empire's agenda. But what I'm saying is not that these technologies don't have utility, it's that the production of these technologies right now is exacting a lot of harm on people. But we have research that shows that the very same capabilities could be developed in a different way that doesn't have all of these unintended consequences.
Man. I feel 100%, and I'm into technology. I'm getting into AI. I'm actually having AI assist me in converting a lot of my blog content and recommended food guides into a book, actually into multiple books. So be on the lookout for that. It is coming soon. I am in the works with that. I'm gonna see if I can have my beautiful, lovely, that niece that's newly a mommy, have her help me edit it, as she is a attorney. So I'm gonna see if she'd be willing to help me edit that book, and we could work on that project together. So shout out to my niece, and we're gonna keep this thing going. So if you watching, Chi, salute to you, shout out to you and your beautiful new baby girl. And we're going to check out just a little bit more of this intro, and then we're going to get on to some more content. But y'all see where to go. Check out this channel, Diary of a CEO.
So let's talk about all of that.
This is super interesting to me. My team give me...
that was the intro. So y'all go check out that channel too. All right, we're going to get into some more of this reaction content and keep it going. Let's kind of see if we can get back to the main.
Of course, we know we were strangers in our own land, but they call it slavery.
Channel.
And he also was saying not only.
I like Daraya. I think her name is Daraya Bay. I like that. Oh, what's this? The rise and fall of the conscious community. Umar Polite, young Pharaoh exposed. Wow. U.S. voted no. U.S. votes against recognizing slavery as a crime against humanity. Oh, that's what Daraya Bay was talking about. So before we go down another rabbit hole, let's click on Dr. I think he's a doctor, Dr. Roland Martin video.
Ghanaian President John Mahama has received overwhelming support from United Nations members to recognize the past transatlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity and the need for reparations for African nations. A resolution on the matter was introduced on Wednesday at the General Assembly in New York. It received 123 votes in favor, 3 votes against. They were Argentina, Israel, and the United States, while 52 countries, mostly European, including the UK, Portugal, and Spain, all abstained. This is when the vote actually took place.
Resolution A/80/L48 entitled Declaration of the Trafficking of Enslaved Africans and Racialized Chattel Enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity. Will all delegations confirm that their votes are accurately reflected on the screen?
So let's pause this for a moment so everybody can take note of who was for it and who was against it. And it looks like now he got his lower third title up there, so we don't see what's behind it unless he takes that down. But this is calling him doctor. He might not be a doctor. This is Roland Martin Unfiltered. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel. I believe he has a podcast as well, and he may be on other social media platforms. But this is the daily digital show, so I'm sure you can find that content all over the web outside of YouTube. But My stream at this particular point in time is going on Twitch and on YouTube. So let's see. United States is over there in the corner. Wow. I see that red line, which is against. That's a minus sign. All these other ones are pluses, with the exception of the X's. So we see Israel, United States, Argentina was definitely against. So you just tell me if the country you represent or the country you from or see as a upstanding nation is represented with the likes of being, down with labeling slavery as the gravest crime against humanity. Let's go on. Let's see what we got.
The voting has been completed. Please lock the machine.
So there you go. In favor, 123. Abstention, 52. And against, 3. So 52 countries abstained from voting at all, and 3 were against it. I wonder who those 3, if the perspectives and opinions of those 3 are quite similar.
No.
The result of the vote. The result of the vote is as follows. In favor, 123. Against, 3. Abstentions, 52. Therefore, draft resolution A/80/L48 is adopted.
Folks, as we said, the 3 countries that actually voted against this resolution were the United States, Argentina, and Israel. The countries that actually abstained from the vote: Albania, Andorra, Armenia, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Cambodia, Canada, Croatia, Cyprus, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Fiji, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland,
So now we can see
Ireland,
the whole list.
Italy, Japan, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Monaco, Montenegro, the Netherlands, New Zealand, North Macau, Norway, Oman, Palau, Paraguay, Poland, Portugal, Romania, San Marino, Sao Tome, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, as well as Ukraine and the United Kingdom. They all abstained. There were 52 total abstentions, 3 against, and 122, of course, the votes that actually were for this numbered 123. Ghana's President Mahama spoke about the transatlantic slave trade earlier today.
Your Excellency, Secretary General of the UN, Excellencies, permanent representatives, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, progress is made in little steps. It is a forward motion towards something better, and changes often come incrementally. Today marks the International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade.
Now that's deep. So, let me get this boom arm right. I'm having issues. I'm having issues with this boom on, but that's a deep one, you know, because there's so many victims. There's so many victims of the transatlantic slave trade, and not only are there, you know, direct victims, there's indirect victims, descendants of victims, descendants of indirect victims, forced participants, involuntary participants, coerced participants, which all could be classified as victims as well. So salute to Ghana, salute to the president of Ghana, and this is a big deal, folks. This is a real big deal, and I'm gonna definitely have to follow this story. So salute to the Miss Daraya Bay, of I believe it was Moore's Talk, right? I believe that was her channel. So she got us in this algorithm with this. So like I say, salute to Friday Nights in the Metaverse, because you know we learning together. I'm learning in real time, and I'm glad this will be on my watch history, so I can go back and follow up on these stories and perhaps break these stories down and into my understanding or understanding and perception or perspective on these stories, and dive into it a little bit deeper. Let's go on a little bit more before we go on to something else. But if y'all liking what we doing, make sure y'all, you know, like the content, share the content.
It is a day on which we honor the memory of the approximately 13 million African men, women, and children who were enslaved over the course of several centuries.
Yeah.
We remember them through articles, oral histories, through broadcast programs, books, music, visits to museums, monuments, and memorials such as the Ark of Return, located right here at the Visitors Plaza of the United Nations headquarters. Through these activities, we do more than remember. We document and educate. We gain greater perspective. We find the delicate balance of learning from history so that we do not repeat it while leaving our pain behind. In doing so, we begin to heal individually within our immediate communities and also within the global community. This day of remembrance did not happen by accident. In 2006, our global community gathered here, just as we have done today, and resolved to designate the 25th of March of the following year a day of remembrance. It marked significant progress. Then the following year, in 2007, we decided to make the event an annual one, so that the 25th March of every year would be the International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade.
That's dope.
That marked an additional step in our forward motion. And so it's indeed fortuitous.
That is dope. So March 25th is gonna go down in history as a day of remembrance for victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. That's a pretty big deal, and I'm paying attention to the president Muhammad saying that the U.S. is normalizing, the United States is normalizing the erasure of Black history. That's jacked up, U.S. So somebody gotta say what's going on. Like, somebody gotta take accountability for why this is being allowed to happen in Congress. And I'm gonna say this, in America, Americans have to be more responsible and more involved in getting and pushing, you know, the right people into politics. We got to do a better job of representing our communities on a local level, on the state level, and on the national level. The United States has come a long way, but we got a long way to go. And, you know, I'm talking about from the trap house to the White House, you know, from the hood to Hollywood to Chocolate City. We gotta get involved on the local level and go all the way up. You know, so salute to the president of Ghana. That's a big deal. And somebody that know about Ghana and their affinity for Black Americans or blacks being able to assimilate into their country and their culture. Tap in with me. Let me know what's going on, because I'll be interested in acquiring some land in Ghana. Visiting Ghana, and building and growing some beautiful relationships in Ghana. So if anybody know about that, or if anybody that's watching this stream tap into that, or is tapped into that, let me know, because I want to know and I want to grow. So salute to the president of Ghana for taking this huge step, and shout out to Daraya Bay for putting us up on game for that. Salute. So I'm gonna make sure that I go back and watch this one as well, because I'm all about that. And let me subscribe to Roland Martin channel too, and let me save this video to watch later. Boom. All right, let's see what else we got. We just watched the AI whistleblower joint. Let's go back and see what we could find, y'all. Oh, we was gonna click on that conscious community joint and see it might pop back up. It may pop back up. How did Persia become Iran? I do remember that. I do remember it being a Persia back in the day. And for anybody under the age of 30, I encourage you to go look at a globe or a world map prior to the year 2000. And then go back and look at one prior to like 1980. Or just kind of go back in decade increments. So go, you know, let's just say 2020 to 2010 to 2000 to 90 to 80 to 70, 60, 50, and so on and so forth. And just look how much the world, these invisible lines, so to speak, have changed over the decades. It's crazy. You'll be shocked. So that's what I encourage somebody to do. And then we might just make that some content that we touch on later too. So what I'm doing by doing this pilot stream is creating like almost kind of like a syllabus of content that I can create at a later date. So that's what we doing. But I encourage anybody to just kind of go back and look at countries of the world that exist now that didn't exist in the past, or the ones that existed in the past. You know, how those boundaries or lines have moved or changed and things of that nature. It'll blow you away. Let's click on the Saints. How did Persia become Iran?
The history of Persia stretches back thousands of years, weaving together conquest, culture, and transformation in a way that has shaped not only the Middle East, but much of the broader world. Emerging in the ancient Near East, Persia began as a collection of tribes in the Iranian plateau before rising to prominence under the Achaemenid dynasty in the 6th century BCE. Under Cyrus the Great, the Persian Empire rapidly expanded, eventually becoming one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. It stretched from the Indus Valley in the east to the eastern Mediterranean in the west, incorporating a vast diversity of peoples, languages, and traditions. Unlike many empires built solely on domination, the Persian system often allowed local cultures and religions to persist, governed through a relatively flexible administrative structure that relied on satrapies or provinces. This blend of authority and tolerance became one of Persia's defining characteristics. The empire reached new heights under rulers such as Darius I and Xerxes, who invested in infrastructure, monumental architecture. I hope Donald Trump gives this a listen and remembers to bring back the spoils of war for the empire rather than just his immediate family and his synagogue. Royal roads connected distant parts of the empire, while capitals like Persepolis symbolized imperial grandeur. The Greco-Persian Wars were initiated when Ionian Greek cities revolted against Persian rule in 499 BCE, an uprising supported by Athens. Persia ultimately failed to subdue Greece, setting the stage for a dramatic reversal of fortunes in the following century. This reversal came in the form of Alexander the Great, the Macedonian king. Historians generally agree that Alexander the Great was a skittle guzzler, as was common in ancient Greece. European culture, we must remember, has always been homosexual. From the leaders they revered to the peasants they despise. Alexander, you can call him the Great. He's just a zesty rascal to me. He had significant intimate relationships with males. However, like the conservative Donald Trump, Alexander married 3 times. Beginning in 334 BCE, Alexander launched a campaign against the Persian Empire, defeating its armies in a series of decisive battles, including those at Issus and Gaugamela. The last Achaemenid king, Darius III, was unable to stop the Macedonian advance, and within a few years, the once mighty Persian Empire had fallen. Alexander's conquest marked not only the end of Achaemenid rule, but also the beginning of a new and complex cultural synthesis. What makes Alexander's conquest particularly significant is not merely his military success, but what followed afterward. Rather than simply ruling Persia as a distant conqueror, Alexander made a deliberate effort to adopt elements of Persian culture and governance. He retained many aspects of the existing administrative system, employed Persian officials, and even adopted Persian dress and court customs. This approach was not universally welcomed by his Macedonian companions, who often viewed such practices as a betrayal of their own traditions. However, Alexander appeared to have a broader vision, one in which Greek and Persian cultures would merge into a new, unified civilization. One of the most symbolic acts of this cultural blending was Alexander's encouragement of intermarriage between his soldiers and Persian women, most famously at the mass wedding ceremony in Susa. He himself married Roxana, a woman of Persian nobility, further signaling his commitment to integrating the two worlds. Additionally, he adopted the Persian practice of proskynesis, a form of courtly obeisance, although this was controversial among his Greek followers. These actions demonstrated that Alexander did not see Persia merely as conquered territory, but as a vital component of a new imperial identity. After Alexander's death in 323 BCE, his empire fragmented, and Persia came under the control of the Seleucid dynasty, one of the successor states ruled by his generals. While Greek influence remained strong, Persian traditions persisted and eventually reasserted themselves. Over time, new Iranian dynasties such as the Parthians and later the Sassanids rose to power, reviving distinctly Persian political and cultural forms. The Sassanid Empire in particular became a major rival to the Roman Empire, demonstrating the enduring strength and identity of Persian civilization. The Arab conquest of the 7th century CE brought another major transformation as Islam spread across the region and gradually became the dominant religion. Despite this
You notice how he said that Islam gradually became the dominant religion.
profound religious shift, Persian culture did not disappear. Instead, spread across the region and gradually became the dominant religion. The 7th century CE became a major rival to the Roman Empire, demonstrating the enduring strength and identity of Persian civilization. The Arab conquest of the 7th century CE brought another major transformation as Islam spread across the region and gradually became the dominant religion. Despite this profound religious shift, Persian culture did not disappear. Instead, it adapted and continued to flourish within the Islamic world. Persian language, literature, and administrative practices continued, which is why today they speak Farsi, not Arabic, as a primary language. For my thinkers, you may infer the Arab conquest did not mean a replacement of people in Iran, but certainly a replacement of religion. The people adopted a religion but kept much of what they are. Nowhere in the world do we see a native people using a language that is not their own, unless the conquerors repeopled the land, meaning the imperialists moved significant numbers of their people into the land, thereby marginalizing the natives and their language and culture. This is why in Egypt, unlike Iran, you find that the native language of Egyptian is gone, replaced with Arabic spoken by the Arabs who replaced the true Egyptians. Anyways, back to Persia, Ortiu, or Iran. The term Iran has ancient roots derived from a word meaning land of the Aryans. Funny, I know. Even this word Aryan, the Europeans stole. This term Iran.
Wow. So even the term Aryan, the Europeans stole. Now let's see how deep this rabbit hole go. Let's see where the saint is going. Let's continue.
Was used within Persia for some time.
Let me run it back a little bit.
It was not until Iran was used within Persia for some time. Roots derived from a word meaning land of the Aryans. Funny, I know. Even this word Aryan, the Europeans stole. This term Iran was used within Persia for some time. It was not until 1935 that the government formally requested that it be referred to internationally as Iran rather than Persia. This change was put forward by the ruling monarch, Reza Shah. In the 20th century, Iran underwent rapid and often turbulent changes, particularly under the rule of Mohammad Reza Shah, the last monarch of the Pahlavi dynasty. The Shah implemented reforms known as the White Revolution. These reforms included land redistribution, expansion of education, and efforts to westernize. While these initiatives brought certain benefits, they were also accompanied by authoritarian governance, suppression of political dissent, and a widening gap between the ruling class and the general population. The Shah was controlled by the United Snakes government. Following a 1953 coup that removed Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, who had attempted to nationalize Iran's oil industry, the Shah was restored to power by the United States and the United Kingdom. Iranians viewed it as a clear example of white countries controlling their country's affairs. The Shah's government relied heavily on a secret police force, SAVAK, to maintain control, often using surveillance, imprisonment, and torture against political opponents. This repression, combined with cultural tensions, fueled widespread dissatisfaction. Many Iranians resented the rapid westernization promoted by the Shah, seeing it as an erosion of their traditional and religious values. Among the most prominent critics was Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, a religious leader who denounced the Shah's policies and his ties to the United States government. By the late 1970s, opposition to the Shah had grown into a broad-based movement that included religious groups, leftists, students, and ordinary citizens. Mass protests and strikes paralyzed the country, and the Shah's attempts to restore order only intensified the unrest. In 1979, the Shah fled Iran, and the monarchy collapsed. Ayatollah Khomeini returned from exile and established the Islamic Republic. Anyone find it funny that the unaccomplished son of this American puppet monarch is now being posed as a leader for Iran? The overthrow of the Shah was driven by anger over foreign domination and a desire to reclaim cultural and religious identity. The revolution marked a decisive break with pro-Western monarchy, replacing it with a theocratic system that sought to align governance with Islamic principles. I know the
Man. See, so with this being said, you must, follow the money, especially if you don't know the true history of these people. You don't know the true history of this land. You don't know the true history of the area or the region. Because the media or the mass media will have you believing that these people that occupy this area, are against everyone else. When what the saint is saying is that don't believe everything you see. You must know the history of what's going on, the history that is taking place, and know the players that are being presented to the world in a way that makes it seem as if what's going on is all by chance. Like this is chess that's being played here, people. And so I encourage you to do some research and just, look up the history of Iran like I was saying before. Man, just go check out a map of 50 years ago and check out a map from 100 years ago and just compare, now to 50 years ago to 100 years ago, and you could just see, the powers that control or took control over these, ancient or old lands, and now look and see who occupy these places or these spaces. Let us finish the story. It's only maybe a minute or two left.
Histories of many peoples. So consistently do we see the wickedness of the white man, always there stealing and exploiting. From its ancient imperial origins through conquest, adaptation, and revolution, the story of Persia, now Iran, we see resilience and resistance. I trust history will be a great teacher in the current situation, and we will see Persia, Iran, endure yet again. The modern world owes a lot to the brave Iranian government, military, and people who single-handedly are fighting the joint forces of evil. If you appreciate this research, please show it below with a super thanks. Until next time, peace to the saints.
Yeah, so definitely go check out the Saint. I subscribe to the content. Love the content that he putting out. I believe it's Marquette. That's his name. I call him the Saint. He always start off with peace to the saints. Dope channel, dope brother, dope content. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, and throw out a super thanks. So we're going to keep on going. We're going to dive a little bit deep into some more of this information. Let's see what we got, y'all. But that's what I be on. Health, wealth, knowledge of self, and following content like this. That's kind of what keep my wheels spinning. Of course, you always dive into your ratchet content every now and again, your hood content, but health, wealth, knowledge of self. I love some content where you learning whether it's about history, power, money, finances, fitness, cooking, food, herbs, growing, farming, gardening, cars. Those are things that I'm into, and that's probably what you're gonna see on my channel. I know a couple years ago, one of my subscribers was like, "Yo, bruh, what are you doing with your channel, bruh? You just be all over the place." And as a grown man, you kind of tend to be all over the place more often than not. But I'm gonna kind of reel it back in or dial it back in and at least attempt to lock in on where I go with this content on this channel. As I do have multiple channels and multiple businesses, I will eventually get that content out at the right time or when the time is right, so y'all can navigate to those places and spaces. I got a lot going on, and I gotta buckle down and get back locked in on this social media, on this content. So we're gonna keep the content going. Like I say, it's Friday night in the metaverse, and we're on the race to 25K. So y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's get us to 25K. Let's hit that milestone, man. Let's go. Let's go. So let's go back. Let's go back. Look, a lot of folks talking about Iran and Ghana. Dr. Sebi's philosophy of on healing. Definitely gotta check out the OG. Definitely gotta save this to a playlist. Watch later. Let's check out a little bit of Dr. Sebi content though. I know we won't get all the way through it. It's 27 minutes long. But that's Dr. Sebi's official YouTube channel. Let's see what Dr. Sebi talking about.
Trying to make a decision in our lives, or make a decision in our lives that will bring about a degree of peace. Because that's all we're looking for, is peace. Just contentment, to be tranquil. Yeah. I could smile.
Rest in peace to Dr. Sebi. Big shout out to the family. When I started my journey back in 2009, I never forget. I'm in Orange County with my cousin and Coco, my cousin Lynn, and me and my cousin Coco having a conversation. I think we sitting around a table. I think it's all three of us, maybe more. And they just want to know, like, cuz, like, what brings you to California? Like, why you just kind of want to up and move out, your situation in St. Louis if you got so much going on? Because I had barbershop at the time, a grills business. I was doing the gold grills, still is doing the grills, mainly online now. Got 2 locations, one in Phoenix, one in St. Louis. So long story short, I'm like, cuz, my cousin Tony just passed away. He had passed away in like 2008. And I was like, man, we done lost, so many family members, to health-related issues. Cancer. Lost my granddaddy to cancer. Lost my mama to cancer. Lost my cousin Tony to cancer. And so at this particular point, I was like, man, I just kind of want to know if it's a way where you can avoid having cancer. Like, I was young and I was like, man, why is cancer like just taking folks in our family out? And I said it gotta be a better way, because at this particular time in 2008, 2009, it was like there is no cure for cancer. It was big, you know, the ribbon thing became big, like, you know, this cancer, this color ribbon, this cancer, this color ribbon, this cancer, this color ribbon. But it wasn't no cure for cancer, but it was all these ribbon colors now. And so it was this for breast cancer, this for prostate cancer, this for lung cancer, this for that cancer, this for that cancer. And so one of my brothers, Eric LeGrone Bay, shout out to Eric LeGrone Bay, because without him, my life probably would be very different. But I was explaining to my brother, it was one day either at a lodge meeting or we was hanging out, something like that. He was like, you know, we just talk about, you know, family and what's on our mind and what's going on in our life and things of that nature. And I was like, man, I'm losing all my people to cancer, and I just want to find a way or just learn, you know, how I could fix this, or if I could save my cousin's life. Like, I ain't want to lose my cousin. He was fine one day, and 2 months later he was calling me, and I ain't gonna even say it was 2 months later. We talked almost every day. Every day. He was not only my cousin, he was a sheriff, he was a father, he was a husband, he was a business owner, he was a music producer, he was a friend, you know, he was a son. So he was human, right? But I didn't want to lose him. And so I was having this conversation with Eric, and Eric was like, man, it's diet. I'm like, what? What you mean diet? He's like, man, it's what you eat. I'm like, what? Like, you know, cancer, they say is hereditary or environmental or things of that nature, but it is a cure for cancer. I'm like, so what's the cure? He was like, man, it's about what you eat. It's a doctor, a brother that can cure anything, that has cured anything and everything. His name Dr. Sabi. I'm like, Dr. Sabi, where he at? He's like, man, Dr. Sabi, he's from Honduras, but he live in California. I'm like, oh yeah. So I just go on this YouTube binge, and I'm just going crazy, finding all the content I can on Dr. Sabi. At the time, it was so much content on Dr. Sabi out there, because I mean, the man is a miracle. Not only is he a miracle worker. But Dr. Sabi was already, at the time I found out about him, was world renowned. I mean, he was known all over the world. He had been a Supreme Court. He had been healing people for probably by this time at least a decade or so, maybe even more. And so once I heard that name, Dr. Sabi, I just went crazy watching YouTube and finding everything I can about Dr. Sabi. And some months later, I don't even think it was a year later, it might have been 6 months later, I had a conversation with my partner Tone, and we was ready to go different ways at that time. And shit, I sold everything I had, or a lot of stuff that I had, and boom, I was ready to go to Cali. Had some money in my pocket, went and hollered at my granny before I left, and I had changed my diet at this point. And it's funny because around this same time, weed was becoming legalized, right? In various states all over the country, and California being the leading state. And I was always ahead of my time with the gold grills, with telecommunications businesses and things of that nature. So I said, man, this might be my opportunity to go to California. Now, of course, my cousin ended up passing away because, ironically, my auntie, his mama, she had heard of Dr. Sabi. She lived in California. I think she was in L.A. Gardena. She was in L.A. for sure, but I think she was in Gardena. And man, listen, she had heard the Dr. Sebi stuff. She wasn't buying it. She wasn't going for it. And I was like, Auntie, this might be the way. She was like, nah, baby, we going out to wherever it is in Oklahoma or whatever the case may be. And that's what we doing. And I had to respect it, you know. She was footing the bill, and that's what she believed in, and that's what she was standing on. So I had to bow out respectfully. And when my cousin passed, I said, if this thing is real and that opportunity exists for me to get ahead of the curve on this marijuana game, then I'm going to Cali. And it's crazy because I think in 2025, might have been in 24, when it was legalized. And in 25, I think it was made recreational. But from 2000, up until the decision I had made to move to California, it was in 08. But they didn't legalize until 2024. So that's how much ahead of the game that my thinking was. Because I said, if I can go get this education and this knowledge and learn that business, whenever it becomes available or the opportunity becomes available in Missouri, I want to already have it. And of course, California, now I'm kind of pivoting the story, but of course California was so ahead of the game. So what is it called? They wasn't conservative. They were so liberal that when I moved out there to tell my cousin my purpose is to want to go from, a country boy in the Midwest, which, technically the South, geographically speaking, that they was like, dude, like, man, everybody got that game out here. Like, everybody know about Dr. Sebi. Everybody know how to heal and eat right and do right. And marijuana ain't no big deal out here. It's so free and open, and you ain't got to go to school for that. I get into the whole story on a whole nother video. But long story short, that was my reason for wanting to go out to Cali to learn about, healing, herbs, lifestyle, just fitness, health, and things of that nature. So I started in Missouri, and I migrated out west. I came back, brought some of the game back, some of the products back, started detoxing, documenting that journey and all that. It's on my YouTube channel. And then I've adopted that lifestyle and stuck with it. I backslid somewhat. I haven't had meat since 2008, 2009. Stood on that. Longest fast was about I think liquid fast, water fast might have been 7, 8, 9, 10 days, somewhere in there. Lose track because I did so many fasts. Raw food fast, liquid fast, fruit fast, no food fast. I done did so many fasts that I can't keep up. But long story short, shout out to Dr. Sebi. Shout out to the family. Shout out to all the viewers that watch that journey. And let's check out this Sebi content. I done got to rambling and babbling, and man, let's see what he talking about. Shout out to Dr. Sebi though. That's my dog.
I could listen to the birds. I could enjoy the butterflies. Of course, why not? But for us to really understand the mechanics behind that, we have to begin with life itself. What about life? There's an arrangement. There is an arrangement that is right on time every year. Spring is never late. Summer is never late.
Facts. And you know what? Just being in tune with yourself and being in tune with nature and the universe, and what's going on around you, you can sense it, you can see it, you can feel it, you know it, and it could be dead of winter. I normally go back and forth between St. Louis and Phoenix, and I just know no matter where I'm at, whether I'm in Phoenix or whether I'm in St. Louis, you can see it before it happens. And it's kind of hard to articulate, but if you observing of, the birds or the animals or the trees or the ground, the sky, time of day, things of that nature, if you very observant or in tune with what's going on, around you and in your world, then and you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That's one thing, shout out to Coco. That's what California taught me. You stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You feel me? Shout out to Ronnie Hustle. Shout out to Cousin Don, Cousin John, Coco, Lynn, Auntie Sarah. Shout out to the whole state of California, period. Big love for Cali. So nonetheless, let's keep on going. Let's keep going. Let's see what Dr. Sebi talking about.
Winter nor autumn. They come right on time. And those plants that we see that blooms every year, they come at the same time every year. What happened? Is there a computer in each of those plants that's going to connect them with the time in which they're supposed to bloom?
Right.
No. That is a cosmic arrangement. Like that plant, like that bird that flies from the north to the south. When winter arrives or when autumn arrives, he doesn't read any calendar. Oh, it is October or November the 27th. We got to start packing. He picks it up in his feathers.
Let's go.
They all get the same message, and they are gone south.
Facts. Hey, like I said, it's funny. I spoke it before he said it. Like, that's real spill right there. Like, and be on the lookout for that podcast too with me and a couple of the homies, couple of the fam. Another one we got coming to is 4 Men at Work. So be on the lookout for that. We gotta figure out the formalities of all these visual concepts that's in the works right now. Of course, sometimes you gotta develop a platform that can hold them all, or you gotta put them all on their own platform. So we working it out. So big shout out to the squad. But like I was saying, Dr. Sebi was right on par with what I was saying before he said it. Like you could feel it, you could sense it, you just know it, it's just in you. He said it comes from the cosmos, right? You don't have to know when it is or what day it is or have a calendar. You could just sense it, you could feel it. You just know it because it's like that information has already been just downloaded to your hard drive, and you just recalling the files and know what to do and know what time it is. For example, a few weeks ago, I was in Phoenix and I was with one of the homies and we was riding. I said, damn, it's that time. He said, what time? I said, man, it's finna be spring. He was like, man, yeah, how you know? I said, bruh. He's like, well, the weather ain't broke yet. I said, man, it's finna be that time. I don't even think it was 2 days later. It was like 90 degrees. I was like, yeah, it's because in Phoenix, 90 degrees is springtime. 90 degrees is spring. Like in Phoenix, and this was in February, actually. And that's why he was tripping out, because he was like, bro, it's too soon. I'm like, nah, even though it's February, It might have been close to the end of February, mid to end of February, but I was like, yo, it's springtime. I know it ain't officially springtime, but it's springtime. I just felt it. And when I get back to St. Louis, boom. And of course, when I got back to St. Louis, we had a few mild days up until that point. We had a few mild days up until that point. But, and after that, we might have even had a few more cold days. But I was telling like my sister and brother-in-law, I'm like, hey, it's spring, it's official, let's get ready. And that same weekend, I remember one of my cousins, he was like, yo, cuz, you got your seeds and stuff ready yet? I said, nah, cuz, I was thinking about it. I had been on the road. And he was like, man, you better go ahead and get them growing. I said, man, I think we're going to have 1 or 2 more frosts. He said, well, cuz, just go and get them started inside. I said, cuz, you tripping. You right. What am I waiting on? Let's go and get this party popping. So for those of y'all who don't know, I do grow my own food. That's one of my missions in life, is to get me some land. I want anywhere from 5 to 10 acres, depending on the state. If it's Arizona, I might want 20. If it's Missouri, I might want at least 10. Between 5 and 10. Something that's manageable, right? And something where it's just enough land to where I ain't got to go nowhere. It's just enough land where I could do whatever I want to do on that land, whether it's trail rides or riding dirt bikes, having some livestock, having some dogs, having a garden, having some space to grow whatever I want to grow and do whatever I want to do, with the minimum amount of grass to cut. So I want that space to be more like permaculture. If you don't know what that means, look it up. But let's get back into some of this Sabi content.
So now, as we begin to talk about the thing that we talk about, they should always be connected to the foundation of life. Why? Because it is electrical.
Yeah.
It's electrical. It's compatible with us. This is about the ABCs of healing. The ABCs of healing. Of course, the beginning, to understand it. You see, it's artificial anyway. Healing is as artificial as wearing a pair of shoes.
Hate wearing shoes.
That's artificial. Because you're not touching the soil no longer with your bottom of your feet to receive the minerals. But I'm now modern. I can't help it. I got to walk not only with shoes but socks on too.
Right.
Further disconnecting me. So to understand healing is very, very good. And we all should. And we all could. And the purpose of understanding healing, it brings about what? Peace. It brings about love for self. So we begin the journey. Where do we begin with healing? Once upon a time, brothers and sisters and friends, listeners, we didn't have to know anything about anything in reference to making a decision to put something in our mouth. We did.
Now that's deep. Once upon a time, we ain't have to know anything about anything when it comes to a decision of what we put in our mouth. That's cold-blooded right there. Animals in the wild already know what to eat and what not to eat. They eat what's conducive to their survival or they being. They eat what's genetically and biogenetically engineered for them.
Did not have to read a book, right? We didn't have a nutritionist. We didn't have any enzymes, protein, and vitamins. Why? Because all the things in our environment were alkali. We didn't have to make a decision whether this is good or bad, or try to make that distinction. Now you better know it.
Facts.
You better know, because right now we are engulfed and surrounded with the use of many inorganic substances. Yes, we are. We are surrounded by it, immersed in it, and we want to get out of it. But to get out of it is to know that it is bad. And the only way that you're going to know that these things are not as complementary as we would like for them to be, you have to compare them with life. And that is Mother Nature, Pachamama.
Facts. Man, if y'all ain't up on Dr. Sebi, I'm sure almost everybody up on him now. A lot of people up on him now. Not only in the United States, but worldwide. Like I say, world renowned. Well loved, well respected. Brother, man, I had a pleasure to visit this clinic when I was living in California. It's funny, like I say, me and my cousin Coco was on missions. Me and her rode down on La Cienega and checked them out. So shout out to the whole fam. I believe it was the daughters. Actually, I know it was the daughters that was at the office at that time when I went to go visit. But yeah, love them. So we're going to keep it moving on Dr. Sebi a little bit more, and then we're going to jump off in something else.
Now we begin the journey. In life substance has a base. They call it carbon
base,
hydrogen, and oxygen. This you find in the science of biochemistry.
Facts.
The foundation of biochemistry is the understanding that carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen is the composition of life. Without these three players, life does not exist in that substance. This is why you could burn a carrot, you could burn beets. It doesn't burn to ashes. The only thing that burns to ashes is those things, or are those things, that are carbon based. They are what? They are considered native by the geologists. So we find carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. If the substance doesn't have these three as players in the core of its structure, you have an acid substance.
Amen. Amen. Say man. Amen. Say man. Like my cats from Cali say, y'all better take note. Dr. Sebi be dropping some real game, man. He be dropping some real game, man. Love that dude. One of the pillars of the, last 15 years of my life has been because of Dr. Sebi and the information that I was blessed to be able to not only research but confirm and affirm that he put out there. Now I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of the content that was available or able to be found on Dr. Sebi in 2008, it ain't out there no more. I don't know if it's shadow banned content. I don't know if it's blocked content or removed content or whatever the case may be. But a lot of that information that he was putting out there on the internet, gone. I'm going to tell you another thing that's missing from the internet. And we might be able to kind of pull this up. Let me see. Y'all go shout out to Dr. Sebi and Dr. Sebi's family. So y'all be sure to check out Dr. Sebi's official YouTube. And I ain't a subscriber, which is crazy because, like I say, once we went down that rabbit hole, guess what? We start finding what we talking about. The algorithm is real. It be really listening. I didn't know he had an official YouTube channel because, like I say, when I got up on Dr. Sebi, he didn't have no official YouTube channel, y'all. I'm just putting that out there. He was still boots on the ground, out in the field, working, touring, healing people. Like real talk. But what was I finna say? I was finna say, let's find something on YouTube. We was gonna search something, but I can't remember what it was now. I lost my train of thought. Talking about Dr. Sabi. Let me see if I can kind of run it back and see where I was finna go online.
A carbon base. They are what? They are considered native by the geologists. So we find carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. If the substance doesn't have these three as players in the core of its structure, you have an acid substance that is against life itself. Now, we are not living 500 years ago when our mothers didn't have to make a decision what she's going to feed her baby. Because she only fed her baby her milk.
Facts. And my baby was fed the milk of her mother. I love my precious family. I love my baby. Shout out, big shout out to my whole offspring, Kinsley Riley. Now, what I was about to say was, let's check out something I was gonna pull up. Y'all go, y'all be sure to follow this channel and check out this video, Dr. Sabi's Philosophy on Healing. But what I was finna say is, what I was finna do is pull up like rainforest herbs, right? Because a lot of herbs, rainforest plants, rainforest herbs, man, they hard to find, or you can't really get them anymore. Rainforest herbs, Amazonian plants with diverse nutritional and medicinal properties. So here are some of these herbs, and you notice that, you know, Amazonian plants with diverse nutritional and medicinal properties. You know, years ago, like in 2008, when I was heavy on the research, heavy on the knowledge, 2008, 2009, you was actually, or businesses or individual businesses, small businesses, was actually able to say if the herbs was healing herbs. Because, you know, medicinally and historically, they was known for healing people. They would heal people, and they would have documentation of this, because they would do their own case studies, and they would actually, you know, go into the rainforest or have a not an ambassador. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for now, but these individuals would actually go to the rainforest in the Amazon and deal directly with the natives and bring these herbs, you know, back to the States, or work out deals with those communities in the Amazon to get them these herbs when necessary. And I mean this, like, this is what I was doing on the internet in 2008, 2009. This is what I was doing on the internet with my time. I had always used the internet to get me information that was hard to find, or, you know, to better myself. Because when I was a kid, you know, we had encyclopedias. That's what our grandma bought. Our grandma bought encyclopedias. Our grandma bought us books. My grandma was a librarian. My sister today is a librarian. I got a family full of female educators in my family. So for the most part, with no dummies around here, I jumped off the porch at like 4, 5. Like, officially jumped off the porch, but was never a dummy. And let me say something. To jump off the porch at that age, you couldn't be no dummy. Real talk. And a lot of people gonna say, oh, well, the world was different back then. Yeah, it was. But I'm gonna tell you, in my age coming up, straight 80s, it was a lot going on in the streets. It was a lot going on in the streets. Good and bad. The good, you had Dr. Sabi in the streets. Right? You had Elijah Muhammad in the streets. Right? Or Farrakhan in the streets. I don't think Elijah Muhammad was 80s. I'm tripping. But you had Farrakhan in the 80s for sure. Right? You had Tahuti, Maat Ra, 80s, 90s. Right? You had Dr. Tim Morrow. Like, and I ain't saying I knew these individuals in the 80s. I'm just speaking of who was putting in work in the 80s, good and bad. The good, they was out here putting in work, right? The bad of the 80s, and this is why I'm saying you had to be smart to be out off the porch in the 80s as a baby, practically a baby, right? Crack, cocaine, heroin, serial killers. I'm just saying, the 80s wasn't no cakewalk, big dog. Or Little Oaks, or YNs, or whatever. The 80s was real treacherous. Gang banging, gangs, police brutality, segregation, racism. Like I'm saying, bruh, the 80s wasn't no joke. It wasn't no time to have your kids outside. It was a beautiful time to be alive for sure. And you could be outside. It was safer in some places for sure. But it wasn't for the weak either. I lost some soldiers, some friends of mine. In the 80s, I don't think so. Right? But my uncle got murdered and taken away from us in the 80s, my daddy's brother. The 80s wasn't no joke. There was a lot of crime going on in the 80s. The 90s wasn't no joke either. I lost homies to gun violence and gang violence in the 90s. Some went to prison. Some went to the grave. Some put some in the grave. But the 90s wasn't no punk either. The 2000s, treacherous too. I'm just saying that to say, listen, we had some real knowledge out here in the 80s, and Dr. Sabi was one of them, and he had to get the information and knowledge from somewhere, right? So, boom, the rainforest was where a lot of these herbs that can heal and will heal, that's where they at. That's where they come from. And, you know, through various motives and motivations of money and resources and land, a lot of these herbs and a lot of the businesses that were supplying herbs is gone. You can't even get them no more. Some of these herbs you can't find no more. Some of these herbs are probably being gatekept. Some of these herbs, you can't find them no more. They extinct. Herbs become extinct just like animals become extinct. Plants are living things too. Right? Just like a lot of this marijuana that's out here is genetically modified, genetically engineered. So a lot of the strains that was around 50 years ago, it ain't even around no more. You can't even find it no more. It's extinct. It's gone. It don't exist. Right? But some of it has been spawned into some other things, and you can't get the original version back. It's gone. But these herbs, and I don't think stevia is one. I could be wrong about that. but do your own research. But some of these ain't real rainforest herbs. This just might be some branding or something. I don't know. I don't know if all of these actually come from the acai, sacha, guarana, cocoa bean. I don't know, but I just know. Boom, there it go right there. Overview of rainforest herbs. Rainforests, such as the Amazon, host over 80,000 plant species, many with medicinal properties that have been utilized by indigenous peoples for generations. These herbs are not only used for treating ailments, but also for spiritual rituals, dyes, and as food supplements. The unique environment of the rainforest forces plants to develop complex chemical defenses, which often translate to potent bioactive compounds beneficial for human health. Right? GreenLivingAnswers.com. I don't know what I just did. Let's see if we can go to GreenLivingAnswers.com. Like I say, we on these metaverse streets tonight. You feel me? Boom. Print a free PDF. I don't need to do none of that. But boom. Rainforest food chain, rainforest conservation areas, types of rainforest, natural ecosystems. Man, look into the rainforest. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll be surprised what you find. You'll be surprised what you find. And that might be the rabbit hole we go down next on YouTube, the rainforest. Because as you see, the rainforest ain't no joke. Let's type this in on rainforest herbs on YouTube. Let's go down this. Look, they got organic remedies, health foods. That's a channel too. Let's see. 10 medicinal herbs from the Amazon rainforest. Rainforest herbs, organic RBD coconut oil. Insights to Amazon's discovery of hidden medicines in the rainforest. Let's see what they talk about.
What if your next life-saving drug is hidden in a rainforest plant, and the people who taught us how to use it never got credit? Stay with me. We're going from forest medicine to modern lab breakthroughs. The Amazon rainforest is often called the world's largest natural pharmacy.
Yeah.
For centuries, indigenous tribes have turned to its plants for healing, from pain relief to powerful treatments.
So, listen. Just go do your research. Just go do your research. But the rainforest, full of herbs, over 80,000 plant species exist in the rainforest today. And I'm sure it used to be probably twice as many. But now it's 80,000. Because, we know what's going on. Gentrification is everywhere. You feel me? Gentrification don't just apply to people. It apply to all living things. All living things. But this video here is over an hour long. We ain't gonna dive into it, but I was just simply saying that, Dr. Sebi wasn't wrong. And he had to get that knowledge and education, from other smart individuals and knowledgeable individuals as well. So I just wanted to tap in on that. Let's see what we can find videos of what the rainforest look like. Let me see. Amazon. Let's type Amazon rainforest. I don't think it's a lot of video footage of the Amazon rainforest, to be honest. Not, on the hunt for herbs and things of that nature, but just look how huge that mug is. Look how huge that is. Man, that's crazy. Here's a documentary right here, Amazon Rainforest, Wildlife of the Amazon Jungle. Shout out to Terra Mac.
The Amazon, the greatest rainforest on Earth. It is home for 1 in 10 of all species.
Home of 1 in 10 of all species. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, you got to respect a place like the Amazon. You got to respect it. You got to respect it. You got to respect the Amazon. It ain't for the weak.
It may look like a vast tropical paradise, but nothing could be further from the truth.
It may look like a vast tropical paradise, but nothing could be further from the truth. That's like LA, right? Everybody see, you know, the glitz and the glamour of Los Angeles, you know, from the Lakers to Hollywood and Universal Studios and downtown LA and Melrose and Beverly Hills and Malibu and all of that, right? Redondo Beach, Venice Beach. Man, it's treacherous out there, man. Don't you play with LA, man. Don't you play with LA, man. I'm just saying. And I'm going to tell you, I was in LA with my St. Louis hat on. I ain't give nan fuck. And out of the whole time I spent out there, I only got, I guess, banged on one time in Long Beach. You know, I'm in some cat's neighborhood and they want to know who this mom is walking around with this St. Louis hat on. I got past them the first time. I'm just giving me an early morning workout, you know. Because in Cali, believe it or not, you know, whether it's springtime, summertime, fall time, wintertime, in the morning, it's always a little chilly. No matter the season, it can always be. But shit, it might be 85 degrees by lunchtime, you know. But nonetheless, I'm walking through Long Beach, get me a workout in, some exercise at my homegirl Chin crib, and got past these cats the first time. They just hanging out on the bus stop by this donut shop or whatever. And second time I come through, hey man, you know, what set you from, cuz, or what set you claim or something? I'm like, bruh, I'm from St. Louis, Circle City, but even knowing that, you wouldn't know, because I ain't from here. I'm from St. Louis, my dog. Probably didn't say it. My dog at the time probably said dirty, you know. And they was like, oh, this Harlem Street Crip, cuz. All right, you know, that's what's up. I don't know nothing about Harlem Street or Harlem Street Crips. I'm thinking, when I heard Harlem Street, I'm thinking, shit, Harlem on the whole other side of the country, ain't it? You feel me? But hey, what do I know? Maybe that's apparently they set. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Harlem Street Crips, cuz. This Circle City right here, though. You feel me? Shout out to Circle City, St. Louis, STL. So that was that. But don't get LA twisted is my point. Just because it looked pretty, don't mean it's all glitz and glamour. You feel me? So don't get it twisted. Let's tap back in with a little bit more of this video. And then this might be one that I kind of want to go check out later on too. Because I'm definitely interested in Amazon and the rainforest and nature.
This is a landscape that is as much water as wood.
It's just as much water as wood. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. That's a place that I would love to see, but probably look better on TV.
And each year, The two worlds collide when the forest fills with water.
The forest fills with water. Oh my God, man. Let me say this joint, man. Let me say this joint. Let me like it. Let me subscribe to Terra Matter or Terra Mater. I don't know, but let me say this under my I could download it, but we gonna say that to watch later though. I like that. 7 days surviving alone in the Amazon. Oh my God, are you serious? That's crazy. The cameraman is something else. I gotta like that. You ain't lying, G. Cameraman is a savage. Is a straight up savage. I kind of want to see this dude survive in the Amazon though. It might be something that's made just for some content, but 7 days surviving alone in the Amazon. Let's see.
I'm all alone, deep in the jungle of Guyana, South America. I'm here for 7 days, surviving off the land. I brought no food, no water, or any kind of shelter.
I mean, so what? You brought a drone, or you brought a cameraman, or what? I mean, I could mildly overlook the theatrics, but I'm thinking you by yourself, dog. That's what I'm thinking. So we're going to put a pause on this guy. Shout out to you, though. Shout out to you. 7 days surviving alone in Amazon. Shout out to you, big dog. I ain't taking nothing away from you because I might not be able to do it, but I might be able to do it based on how you was able to do it. But I don't think I would be able to do it alone, is what I'm saying. But I might be able to do it alone in the context of the way you doing it alone. And I ain't taking nothing away from you. So big shout out to Xander Budnick. I'm going to subscribe to your channel and check you out later too. Big shout out to you, big dog. But I'm thinking we finna get into something that's real crazy. But we gonna pass on that. For now. We'll come back to you though. We'll come back to you. But that's what I was saying about, the rainforest, y'all. Like, that's what I be into, stuff like that. Learning about what's going on in the desert. I mean, in Amazon, Dr. Sabi, stuff like that. So, yeah, man, we've been jamming for a minute. It's been a little bit over 3 hours. So I think I might be able to wind this stream on down a little bit. Hopefully, y'all been enjoying that. And I might be able to clip this up, chop this up. Had I been recording it, I would have, but like I say, I'm just figuring this all out. So don't judge me. Y'all just bear with me while I get this thing right. And I catch y'all on the next one. Y'all go ahead, share this content. Make sure y'all subscribe because we're on the race to 25K. And I'll catch y'all in the big old minute, all right? Holla back. And we gonna get up out of here. See y'all next time.